Hi, welcome to Furniture Flipping for Profits. Here on this channel, I teach you how to refinish, restore, and restyle furniture and then flip it for a profit. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about a particular new product that I've never used before. It's a paint called All-in-One. It's also called Beyond Paint. It's an all-in-one paint, and it says it's bonds, primes, and seals. I've seen some reviews on Amazon about this. It's gotten a lot of really good reviews, so I wanted to give it a try because it would be a miracle paint for furniture flippers if it does everything that it's supposed to do. They say you don't have to sand, you don't have to prime, you just put this paint on and it automatically self-levels, so you don't have to worry about it. It fills in all those different gouges and scratches and stuff. So I'm thrilled about it, so we'll see. It says the surface must be clean, dry, grease, oil, and wax-free. Use an all-purpose degreaser. Do not use TSB and soaps when prepping. Beyond Paint is lightly textured, matte, eggshell finish, which eliminates stroke marks, provides a finish that conceals imperfections, and offers versatility in application. The application itself, the recommended tools are a fabric or woven roller with a 3/8 inch nap with a handle to it, and then they suggest using a brush for stippling creviced areas. If you can also spray it, and you need to use a wide nozzle HVLP sprayer. I don't spray furniture, so that's not an option. So I purchased a 3/8 inch nap roller cover for my roller, and that's what I'm going to be using to apply it. It says using a soft bristle brush, simply mush or stipple into the crevices. Roll all possible areas and avoid traditional brush strokes. 2 coats are recommended, and then allow 2 to 4 hours drying time between coats. And then just clean up with soap and water. So like I said, this looks pretty cool. The particular furniture that I'm refinishing has it's in pretty good shape. It has a little bit of damage to the side, and I just sanded it so that it'd be a little smooth. I'm going to go ahead and just do the drawers first because I want to see if I like this product or not. I have very high hopes for it. I did fill in the holes for where the drawer pulls were because I'm going to be replacing the drawer pulls. And I sanded them smooth, so I got a little sanding. So you'll see with the upcoming video how I applied it. I look forward to talking to you during the video as we review this product together. Now, one thing I want to make a point of is the fact that I purchased this on my own. Beyond Paint wasn't given to me. The company didn't send it to me. They didn't ask me to do this. I'm doing it on my own because I really want to see if it works for me. I'm genuinely concerned. I'm not getting endorsed by it, as they're not endorsing this either. So you're going to get my honest opinion regarding this. It's my opinion. You can learn from it. You can take it for what it is. But this is how my experience, and I'll show you lots of pictures so that you can see for yourself whether or not you want to use this. Like I said, I'm being a little cautious with using it. I'm just doing the drawer fronts first because I don't want to put it on the whole dresser. If I don't like it, then I'd have to strip the whole dresser down. So I think it's safer just to use the drawer fronts. So I'll talk to you during the video, and then at the end I'll give you a summation. I just finished putting a coat of Beyond Paint on this particular drawer front, and my impression is that it's got an awful lot of bumps in it. It's just like really strange. It's got a very strong texture to it, and I'm not too crazy about it. Kind of scares me. I hope it levels. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to dry flat, or flatter, I guess. But this is just really, really very, very heavily textured. I mean, if I was doing a textured finish, this would be great, but that's really not what I wanted for this dresser. I wanted it to be nice and smooth. I'm trying to duplicate a Restoration Hardware dresser for this particular project, and they always have smooth finishes. This is not a finish that you would find on a professionally finished manufactured finish. You know, like you go to the store, you won't see this on furniture. So anyhow, I'm kind of concerned. I just finished my 7th drawer with this paint on it, so they all look like this. I followed the directions exactly. I'm using a 3/8 inch nap, as you can see, nap roller, and so I'm hoping that as it dries in the next 2 to 4 hours, it'll self-level like it says. We'll see. Yesterday was 24 hours after I'd applied the first coat of Beyond Paint to these drawer fronts, and I will show you the video over this, but what I found was that it retained a lot of the texture, all of the texture from the original rolling of it, and I simply don't find that acceptable. I don't like it personally. It feels like almost like sandpaper. It's so bumpy. I guess the thing that really nailed it for me was I had somebody coming to pick up some furniture yesterday, and I showed it to them and I said, what do you think about this finish? And they said it's all bumpy. They didn't like it at all. This was a potential client. That's who I'm preparing this furniture for, is clients. It would be one thing if I was putting it in my house and I could live with it, but this is simply not an acceptable finish. Even with the second coat, which is what I put on this bottom part. Yesterday I put a second coat on it because that's what it requires. It's still got way too much texture for me. The instructions make it clear that you're to roll the paint on the wood, and I thought, well, maybe I should brush it, but if you brush it, the best way to get it to thin out is like you do with chalk paint. You thin it out with water, and if you do that, then I think you're going to affect the ability of it to prime the wood, and so it would increase the chances of bleed through to come through. So I'm not saving any time if I have to prime it and then use Beyond Paint. Beyond Paint's very expensive, at least by my standards. I think it was $49 for the larger container. That's a lot of money. A comparable size container, I think, is $20 for the Rust-Oleum chalk paint. So I couldn't justify spending the additional money on this since it's not giving me an acceptable finish. And to get it to look flat like I like, I would have to prime it, I believe, and then paint it on. Chalk paint works great for me. So what I'm going to do now, just to compare so you can see what I'm referring to, is I sanded one of the drawers down yesterday, and I primed it with a shellac-based primer. And like I always do, if I'm painting over wood, over a stained finish, and then I'm going to sand it, and then I'm going to apply 2 coats of chalk paint. And you'll see how I apply the chalk paint. I thin it out with water as I go along so it goes on very smoothly. So I'll put that drawer next to a drawer that was finished with the Beyond Paint so you can see the difference in texture. So you'll see this in a few minutes. It's going to take me a couple days to do that in real time, but you'll see it in just a few minutes. Then you can decide for yourself. I'm telling you, this is my personal opinion. I just personally am not going to use Beyond Paint again, but it's your choice. You can do with it if you like. It's supposed to be very sturdy. It's supposed to last a long time. It's supposed to really be very solid. But again, I'm not going to take it that far. I'm just going to take it off the drawers and redo all the drawers. So I'll talk to you at the end and summarize everything. mentioned, I was going to refinish this particular drawer front and do it in the way that I normally refinish furniture, in that I usually use chalk paint, and I've shown you how I did this particular drawer front, and now I'm going to show you the close-ups of this one, which was done with the soft gray Beyond paint, and you can see how it's still got some texture to it. It's lumpy. It feels almost like sandpaper. And then this one, which is the way I traditionally do it, using, in this case I used Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the aged gray color. This one is soft. It looks like a finish that you'd see in a high-end furniture store, a factory finish. Even though I hand brushed it, it's soft, it's beautiful. I know my clients like this particular finish. As I mentioned earlier, I had a couple of people look at this one and they both found it to be unacceptable, just like I did. So I will not be using Beyond paint again. I'm going to send back the 7 cans that I had purchased. I purchased a total of 8. I already used this one, so I can't send it back, but I'm going to send back the other 7. And I'm being honest with you. I do not like this because I just don't like the finish. It's just not acceptable to me, and I love this finish. So I wanted to do this video for you so you could learn from my experience and perhaps not go to the expense, the cost, and the wasting of your time like I did, because I have to strip this one down like I did all the other drawers and repaint them so that I can then do the dresser and the nightstand as well in the chalk paint. I have a very high standard for my clients. I want them to have furniture that looks beautiful now and will look beautiful for years to come. I hope that if you got anything from this video at all, you would give me a thumbs up. That's very important to the success and continuation of me being able to continue to provide these videos for you. And of course, I'd be honored if you would subscribe to my channel as well. This channel is all about teaching people how to refinish, restore, and restyle furniture. I frequently make some major changes to furniture so it doesn't look, the furniture's pieces don't look like they did in the beginning. I modernize them so I can sell them more easily. And that's what I show on my channel a lot. So I would be honored if you would come back and watch additional videos here. In the meantime, I thank you. Have a great day. Bye.